so I thought it'd be fun to, tell the story on the podcast because my audience doesn't even know that happened to me yet.
Yeah.
And so tell me about, I guess, the story about supposedly,
allegedly
there was a gun where it wasn't supposed to be and you got in trouble for it.
So I think it was 2012 or something like that, 2013. I can't remember. But, I had my concealed carry permit. And so I had my gun in a bag. And I didn't usually have it in that bag, but I put it in there for some reason. And I brought it in the house. And then the next day I had to go in and I had to get double hernia surgery.
Oh no.
So I got double hernia surgery. And so I'm I'm going through that. And then all of a sudden I had to take like a surprise flight for work. And I'm like, I'm still recovering and the whole deal. And no excuse. I'm still responsible, but I picked up my bag and I went to the airport.
Oh no.
And I remember they ran my bag through and they said, "Sir, is this your bag?" I said, "Yeah." Like, "Can we run it through one more time?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then they run it through again and they show the screen and like, "Sir, can you explain this?" I'm like, "Is it like one of my kids' toys or something?" And they're like, "No, it is not." And I'm like, I said,
no.
"Can I run it back out to my car?" They're like, "No." Like, gosh dang it. But here was the funny part is, they're looking at me and they're like, "Military?" I'm like, yeah, I used to be military. And then now,
what kind of gun was it?
It was a Springfield XD 40 cal subcompact. And so, what's funny is now the Loudoun police, airport police, TSA, they're all there. And so everyone's around like, "What unit were you with?" Was it First Special Forces? Oh, no kidding. I was with
was it a chillish,
yeah, nobody, it was not like, it was like up against the wall. Like everyone was like military, right?
Yeah.
They're like, and the guy even told me, he goes, "You wouldn't believe how often this happens. And it's always cops and military." I said, "Yeah." I said, "That makes sense." I said, "I still feel stupid." But they're all sitting there. So we're all chatting about this stuff. And they're like, "Okay, sir, well, look, we're going to have to confiscate the firearm." I said, "No, I understand." They're like, "And we're going to you got to get a summons for court." And then I went and got on my plane. So I got detained. I didn't even get arrested. And then I showed up to court and the Commonwealth attorney said, "Yeah, former military, the whole deal." And he basically said, "Look, we're not going to process this. What that means is we understand you made a
Nothing's
stupid mistake."
Nothing's on your record.
Yeah. No priors, nothing on your record. I think I had a speeding ticket and they're like, "Look, no process essentially means that as long as you don't get in trouble again, if you show up to the airport again tomorrow with another gun, we're going to start prosecuting. But other than that, you're fine." And so obviously it never happened again. But I would say to this day, I will check my bag 3 times before I go to the airport.
Double check.
And even when I put it down, it's like, is there any way a gun could have magically gotten into my backpack? So there's always that nervousness.
And this was before you had a big social media following at this point?
Yes, but it was still like front page news in my local town because I think I was like the
article still exists. I looked it up.
Oh yeah,
but it's behind a paywall.
Does.
It is behind a paywall. So lucky for you.
People, well now it's not. Thanks a lot. But people. People, believe me, I will have political opponents and stuff like that will still bring that up. Like, "Oh, remember when you tried to sneak a gun on a plane?" I said, first of all, I did not try to sneak a gun on a plane. I forgot it was in my bag, which is still stupid, my fault. I said, second of all, in my defense, at that point, for most of my adult life, the government had been putting me on planes with guns.
Right.
I said, and that plane would have never been so safe.
Yeah.
Like I've been through enough.
Yeah, you earned the right to make a mistake. Yeah, so
anyway.
our stories are exactly similar, except for the fact that mine was international. And I haven't even given you the full story yet. So this is going to be the best part. So I guess the biggest difference in our story is that mine, it was my wife's fault. This guy, I love you. I love you.
No. Way to throw under the bus.
And no, it's funny. Like I actually wanted to sit on it. So this happened when I was planning with your admin.
Okay.
So Gina had reached out to me.
So Gina threw me under the bus.
No. I texted Gina, and so she did.
Yeah.
Love you, Gina. I texted Gina while I was being detained because she had texted me about this interview, and I said, "1 sec, I'm being arrested." And so I'm in Canada, going there for work. My wife has her concealed carry.
You were trying to liberate Alberta. I was
liberating
Alberta.
It was the January 6th, their version, and my wife had just driven the car, and she has her concealed carry. She's a real estate agent. It's like a rule of mine. I'm like, you will carry. And she had just driven the car, and I had my golf clubs in the back seat. She had put her purse under the golf clubs because she had to go do something.
Yeah.
When she had gotten home, our kids were crazy. I had a work meeting. We switched last, so she just ran in real fast, right? And my wife is the most responsible person in the world. Like, this never happens. But of course, the time it never happens was the time I immediately took the car. And by the way, she also never drives my car.
Yeah.
But she drove my car.
So this is the perfect storm.
It's the perfect storm.
You were going up to Canada to join the truckers convoy.
Right. I had a client meeting. I had a client meeting in Canada. And and I've also been to Canada 1,000 times. They've never searched our vehicle, ever. Like, normally, like when you're in Detroit, like, so we're 15 minutes away from Canada.
Dude, I think your wife set you up, man. I think you
talked about divorce earlier. This is her plan. This is her plan.
Like, oh, I can't believe it.
This loser. And so I go across the border. The girl was just a turd. Like, the girl, she's like, why are you here? I'm like, I have a client meeting. I'm a podcast consultant. And she looked at me like, you're a podcast consultant? Like, I'm like, you think I'm going to make that up?
Yeah.
Like, you think of everything that's going to be viable, podcast consultant is not. So I'm like, no, I help companies create podcasts. They have a client. Like, we're building a studio for them, and I'm here to consult and make sure everything works right, strategy. Yeah. And she's like, okay. So then she messaged, like, she tells me to pull up, and I'm like, is there a problem? She's like, I need you to pull under this overhang. And I'm like, ma'am, is there a problem? She's like, I just need you to pull under there. And I said, okay. I'm like, she's like, you're going to be searched. I was like, okay, it's weird. But so at this point, I'm annoyed. So I'm trying to get to a client meeting. I've been to Canada 1,000,000 times, and I'm just like annoyed. So I pull under this thing, and 3 guards start walking toward me. They have guns. They're like their version of ICE agents, right? I don't know what Canada, syrup agents or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. And exactly. Yeah. And they walk to me. They're like, sir, can you step out the vehicle? And I'm like, well, that's weird. I was not planning to leave my car. So I was a little.
So you had to put on pants that day.
I had to, right. So it was my boxers. So I get out of the car, they put me to the front of the car, and he starts questioning me, like, why are you here? And I'm like, well, I'm here. He's like, oh, you probably got pulled over because you're here for business, but you don't have a business permit. And I'm like, but I don't need one because it's consulting work, because I'm not actually doing hard. So anyway, so he's like, but that's probably why you were flagged. I said, okay. And he's like, sir, do you have any weed? I'm like, no, I don't have any weed in the car. Because in Michigan, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of weed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weed everywhere. And he's like, sir, do you have a gun in the car? I was like, no, I don't have any gun.
Because also a lot of things in Michigan.
Yeah,
a lot of guns and weed.
Guns and weed, the 2 most popular things in Michigan. And I said, no. So they checked the front of the car. So there's the car here, 2 agents on either side. I'm sitting at the front of the car with this person. And he's grilling me, asking me all these questions. I'm getting annoyed. Yeah. I'm like, sir, like, I have a meeting to be at. Like, how long is this going to take? He's like, oh, a couple of seconds as long as you're clean. Get to the back seat of the car, and the female officer on the far end says, found a gun. And I go, what? And immediately, you would have thought I was some international terrorist.
Yeah. Well, they found your wife's concealed carry.
They found my wife's concealed carry. Yeah. The just bazooka.
The concealed
laying in my golf bag. Shotgun across. Yeah. Like, sir, this driver shoots. Yeah. And so they put me up against the hood of the car. They cuffed me.
Wow.
And I've never been cuffed before. So like, I'm like I don't drink very much. I don't drink and drive. Like, I don't, I've just never put in the situation where I've been arrested. Right. So I'm cuffed. I've never been cuffed before. Yeah. Taser's being pulled on me. So the other 2 officers pulled out, immediately. I'm up against the hood of the car being cuffed.
This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened at a Canadian border stop.
Yeah, they were thrilled. They're like, they're like this overweight American. It's going to be absolutely awesome. They read me this Vienna Convention thing. Yeah. Apparently there's like something, because it's international. Well, they read me my Miranda rights and a Vienna Convention thing. Is both, because apparently something. Then they said, do you want us to let the United States government know that you're being detained? And I was like, should I? Like, I don't know. Yeah. And he frisked me twice. Second time, I think it was because he wanted to, because he's Canadian. But so
he was French.
He was enjoying it. Exactly. And so he frisked me twice. He's like, sir, is there anything on that that could poke me? I was like, no, like, just please. And I was nice. It was very cooperative. I was like, I've never, like, tell me what to do, like, whatever. And I was still a little shocked. So they walked me handcuffed through the parking lot, through the waiting room. So all these people are looking at me like, holy crap, this guy got cuffed. And I knew it was okay. So I'm the kind of person that I crack jokes under pressure.
Yeah.
It's how I cope. My wife, we do it on air, it's how I do it. And I knew I was going to be okay.
Yeah.
When the third time he frisked me, this is 3 times.
Yeah.
He got around the gluteus maximus arena.
Yeah.
And kind of, dug in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I said, "Sir, would you mind taking me out to dinner first?" True story, said it.
Yeah.
Girl cop had to turn around and laugh. And when she turned around and laughed, I was like,
we've broken the
we're
ice.
okay.
Yeah.
We're all right. And then I remember they wanded me and it kept beeping over my nipple. And I don't have nipple piercings, by the way. I'm not a freak.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. And he's like, "Sir, do you have anything under your shirt?" I was like, "My nipple? I don't know." And so she starts laughing again.
Yeah.
So at this point, things had calmed down.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be okay. And they're like, "So, sir, we're going to put you in jail." And first time for me as well.
Yeah.
And this is also my first time involuntary
This
handcuffs.
is some pretty cool dad lore, by the way.
I remember sitting in this cell. And by the way, it was not like an Andy Griffith cell. Like
Yeah.
it was like full on door shut. Like you couldn't see anything when you're in the cell.
Oh, wow.
Like
Okay.
it was
Was
like
there anybody else in there?
No, just me, solitary confinement.
Yeah.
They made me check the jail cell before they put me in because they said if they found anything in there, then they would put it towards me. So it's like, dude, tons of great experiences for free. It's crazy. And so I was in jail for like 2 hours. They said I was going to get a Canadian lawyer.
Yeah.
And right before they closed the door, I said how long I'm going to be in here because they didn't let me text anyone.
Yeah.
They they immediately put the phone on the I remember that there was a small part of my mind because when I think of Canada, I do think of them being generally nice and saying, "Oh, sorry," but I also think of them like kind of corrupt government. Like I didn't really know how. They don't love America.
Is this a chance to get back at
no
Donald
clue.
Trump?
Yeah, I just had no clue. Tariffs, And I just remember sitting there like, no one knows I'm here.
Yeah.
And that moment was a little freaky.
Yeah.
Of like, I have zero. It was the first time in my life that I felt like it's zero control in my life. But they said that they'd mostly likely I'd be out before the lawyer even gets there.
Yeah.
And so I was in the cell for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there thinking like, how do I deal with how do I respond to my wife? Like, I just remember being like, do I get mad? Like,
oh, dude, this is leverage. Are you kidding me?
Boom. Thank you. Okay.
You just got to get out of jail card for like 3 arguments.
Literally get out of jail card.